See what the game looks like.
Well, we're soon gonna be into the arena here. Kicks BenZer Riddell in blue at the bottom of the screen. Fav Gaming's Jack in red at the top, and this is the first match, the first game of the losers bracket final. Here we go.
So what are the deck choice going to be? Jack has been going all the way back to the classics, and Skeleton Barrel, it's smelling like those spell bait that he has pulled out even last week.
Skarmy can be anything though right now. Skarmy is a very useful defensive tool.
Just like the cage that we are seeing.
Cage and Snowball appear in so many different decks. Musketeer kind of narrows it down a little bit here.
Yeah, even with the Cage Snowball. So we have to see the win condition. We're still starting to... Ooh, Giant. All of a sudden, isn't the Giant Sparky that we have seen before, or even the Minor Poison?
Yeah, we'll see. Night Witch played at the back for BenZer. That's going to help deal with some of this. Bats in the back. Dark Prince played up front, so this might be a graveyard deck here from BenZer Riddell. Still not sure. Jack?
Yeah, even pushing it with the Giant, so BenZer's got a similar taste. So not so bad though. Giant will be taking a lot of damage, but the Dark Prince, along with those arrows,
does get the charge in, and this is going to be a lot of damage. The Night Witch is very healthy as well. The Bats trying to do what they can.
Extra bats.
Couple of hits, down to 199. Critical damage from BenZer straight out the gate here.
Too much damage already taken. Yeah, BenZer, instead of wasting elixir, he had the cage to just throw it down on the ground. But Jack is just having that giant big body placed in the middle with no other defensive tools. He had to take a lot of damage even before that double elixir time. Now, can he come back in this game?
Well, we've seen it time and time again. It doesn't matter how far back Jack is. He can always come back into a game. There is the Graveyard Blade. Bats to defend. Expect Snowball to come out to get rid of those. 76. That tower is gone. Jack focuses on his offense. There is the Giant. There is the Graveyard. Night Witch. Good defense here. It looks like BenZer might be able to just hold off against this push. Arrows coming in from both players. And not a lot of damage got done there. 800-ish on the count. Plus that Giant Punch. Now it's about 1,000.
Still not too bad. Giant BenZer instantly locking that on. Defensive mini P.E.K.K.A. against that Giant. It doesn't reach, but still the Skarmy is doing some work, and Musketeer survives, which means Jack can have another chance of pushing this tower bottom.
Yeah, and expect to see the Graveyard come out because it is desperation time for Jack. There is the Graveyard. Is it going to be enough? It doesn't look like there will be enough time to take that tower down. And BenZer looks like he's going to draw first blood here for Kicks in this King of the Hill.
Yeah, both bringing a different type of Giant Graveyard. Yeah, BenZer certainly with the early cage worked out a little better with the starting end. Jack out of options to actually defend against the Brawler.
These tiny little changes in how they play that deck differently to get into their opponent's head. But here we are. It's going to be BenZer Riddell for Kicks, looking to take game 2 here against Fav Danny.
Let's see, still King of the Hill. Can BenZer go in handy and take one more down, or even all the way up to 3 for Kicks? Here comes BenZer's favorite.
It is gonna be that Mortar deck. The deck that basically made BenZer's name in basically Clash Royale. We've seen it many times before. He is a god on Mortar.
He's used it with the Prince once and the Cannon Cart once. Now this is the Cannon Cart variation. Let's see if it's still the Spear Goblins or the Dark Goblin. Has been making that adjustment a lot in and out.
So
and for Donnie, still 10 possible options.
Yeah.
Maybe more than that with those 3.
Giant. It's going to be Giant Graveyard. Is it with the Night Witch or without? That is an actual good question there. Snowball comes in. And both players kind of just feeling each other out. There is the Night Witch, so we can expect to see maybe a Graveyard in this push, or maybe you will hold it. So he does play down that Graveyard here. Royal Delivery comes in to help clean up, push things away. The Night Witch is kind of in nowhere, so the Princess Tower is going to be able to help defend here. Still took quite a bit of damage, though, and hasn't managed to get his own damage done to the towers. And throwing out the good game already.
Yep. Seems like BenZer still, he can also use that cannon cart push when he has a near perfect defense. What makes it hard is the last spell for Donnie. Is it also the arrow or is it anything else? Yes, it's still the arrow. So BenZer, even though he is going to place his Spirit Goblins in the Goblin Gang carefully, even the bats, but the arrows are going to take most of them out.
Yeah, the radius on the arrows makes it very difficult when you're trying to play things like Goblin Gang and the Spear Goblins.
So instead of having
it just
those,
hits everything.
Yeah, so instead of having those more in the defensive position, he goes all the way out. Let's say, okay, I can't take more damage. Let's try to trade and then bridge spam push. Cannon lock.
The cannon cart gets the lock. Will he be able to defend the giant Night Witch coming down? Is there going to be a graveyard here? That is the question. No, it doesn't look like it this time. Royal Delivery comes in.
Ooh.
Cleans all that up nicely. And now BenZer has a very healthy advantage, but he needs to defend this graveyard push. Will he be able to do it?
Let's see, cannon.
Oh, the snowball doesn't catch the Spirit Goblins at the back, but it does slow down the tower. And that tower is taking a lot of damage. 716. It is kind of equalized now.
And BenZer also wanted that cannon so the giant would be drawn into the building form right after the cannon cart. But did not really work out 100%, but still in favor of BenZer. He can use the miner to finish this off. Perfect prediction with the Dark Prince all the way in the back for Donnie.
Well, that's the problem when you are playing and relying on that miner, is if your opponent knows you better than you know yourself, they're going to catch that miner time in, time out. And no big spell does make it kind of difficult. 2/4/4 remaining. So this needs to be a perfect defense on the graveyard. Snowball does come in. Goblin Gang played. And that is pretty well cleaned up.
Yep. Another miner with an offensive log is exactly what BenZer is looking for. He's okay with the Dark Night Witch locking onto the back because he needs to stop that attack with the giant pushing from Donnie.
So Spirit Goblin is going to help clear this up. The Night Witch does actually go down, and the Giant's going to be stuck in the middle. Bats versus Bats. Delivery as well. That Giant, but the miner gets through. Nothing stopping it. And that is it. BenZer takes game 2. What did this man eat for breakfast?
Don't know exactly. I think he's going to have it.
So we're going to get into this. What could be the last game of King of the Hill. It is set point for BenZer Riddell in blue for kicks. Expo Master needs to reverse sweep to give his team the advantage going into the triple draft. What is going to happen? We will soon find out.
Let's see if BenZer goes back to his giant graveyard. That will be nice. Oh, certainly starting off with only a bandit.
Probably that Ram Rider deck. It could be the Prekka Bird spam that you were talking about.
Yeah, or still the Wall Breaker Miner with the MK. That's still possible with the Bandit Musketeer.
Goblin Cage here could literally be anything.
With the log, let's see if it's the different version of the Hog Rider we see with the cage.
There's the miner.
Wall Breaker Miner from Expo.
Looks that way. Bats there to clean that up. Musketeer against Musketeer. And the miner comes in from BenZer too. And it is Wall Breakers here from Expo Master. Goblin Cage used to pull them into the middle. And now it's just both players kind of feeling each other out, getting a taste of what they're bringing. Trying to adjust the cycle early on now to try and get the advantage later in the game. So we can... Ooh.
Oh yes, balloon time! Or is it... and there are certain tricks, and still you pretend like it's a balloon deck, and then suddenly you bring a Ram Rider in. There are those chances, but certainly we're leaning towards that balloon from BenZer.
Yep, well...
But against the Mega Knight, can be tough.
Yeah, the Zap is there to help deal with the bats that BenZer kind of has to rely on for defense, but that Mega Knight doesn't get anywhere near the tower.
Yeah, so
good stuff.
Expo Master, he would want that miner to lock onto the Musketeer so that the Musketeer can't do direct damage to the Mega Knight. Yeah, those are going to be the key trades.
And we are into double elixir, and there is the balloon. Minions down.
Delivery.
Oh,
now, but with the rage, minions, yeah, moved away from the balloon, so the Musketeer had to be put down.
Forcing his opponent to spend a little bit of an elixir, but Expo Master still has quite a bit of an advantage in terms of elixir at this point. Miner comes in, the log is there, 1590 remain. BenZer has an advantage, but don't count Expo Master out right now.
Yeah, Expo has to open the gates, open the cage with those wall breakers so that the Mega Knight would connect, or even the dashes from the Bandit. Here comes a big push.
Is he going to be able to defend? The minions connect pretty healthily there. 1649 remain. Here is the balloon. The minions have been spent.
Yakantabach with a good rage position, but pulled from the delivery, and the minions had to, blocking the way of that balloon, not reaching the tower directly.
The cycle on Expo Master being able to just go back through his deck and get another set of minions for that defense. It is a bit rough, but now minions should be in hand for Expo Master, so the next balloon should be easier to deal with.
And BenZer's problem is that how can I pair my Lumberjack Rage into the balloon timing? So Zap to reset, and Lumberjack has to survive for that Rage. Expo Master, knowing all that, a good block on the Musketeer is still alive for BenZer.
Yeah, the balloon comes down, but the minions should be around. There's the Musketeer. Oh, and the Bandit connects for Expo Master. Snowball there does get a drop. 380 remain.
That's Log Snowball.
Wow.
Is this 3-0 for Kicks to start?
Well, it's not over yet. There is still this to deal with, the Miner plus the minions here. And the minions connect. Zap comes in.
Ooh, 133. Was just cycling for that last snowball. The finishing blow from BenZer is going to lock and seal the deal on King of the Hill. Kicks 3-0.